It's Fashion Week has just come to an end, and you may have noticed more diversity on the runway and beyond. That's because a once uniform idea of beauty is now being redefined. Models that look more like actual consumers are gracing the pages of magazines, catalogs, and websites. And that includes men and women with scars, stretch marks, even physical disabilities. I sat down with some industry leaders to discuss this changing face of fashion. I am so tempted to just go straight to the name.
Hi, my name is Aerie. Yes, that really is my last name, and it's spelled exactly the same.
Because the name says it all.
Says it all. I was meant to be an Aerie model.
And she says posing for Aerie, one of the nation's top lingerie brands, fulfilled her childhood ambition.
I remember coming to New York when I was a little girl, looking up at the billboards and being like, one day I want to be on that billboard.
You said that.
I said that.
That backbone, a necessity for an adopted child born in India and raised in West Virginia, living with polio.
I have 2 scars on my hips, I have scars on my legs, I have a scar on my ankle. Flipping through magazines and seeing these models that had no imperfections and feeling like, well, where do I belong?
She found the answer in 2014 with the Aerie Real campaign, which abandoned photoshopping its models. Today, global brand president Jennifer Foyle says they're even bolder.
Aerie Real has the opportunity to show every woman who she is, what she represents, whether she has a disability or maybe she has a passion. What about that? Maybe she has a drive, a mission, a cause. We'd like to represent that too. Our role models express that 100%.
Aerie received thousands of video submissions.
Hi there. Just a second. Much better.
I feel like women like me are often not the image that's in a bra campaign.
Marketing Vice President Stacey McCormick says former customers have now become the changing face of the industry. I see tattoo girls. I see mommies who've had babies. Of course, we see.
Yes, the beauty of stretch marks
scars,
and how they show up. Yes,
vitiligo.
Yes.
Woman of a certain age, you know, diversity in race and ethnicity. And this young woman.
That's Chelsea Warner. She submitted her video, an absolutely amazing video, and she is a gymnast and absolutely loves Allie Raisman. You should have seen the union of those 2 women, but it was the beauty of a role model and someone that really looks up to her.
Ain't nobody quite like me. It all comes down to the dollars and cents.
Retail analyst Marshall Cohen says marketers have caught up with the real world.
Competition has heated up. In almost every industry, you see less businesses competing for the same dollars. We're trying to capture the attention of very specific audiences and with great value. The recession of 2008 and 9 was something that really caused businesses to step back and say, uh-oh, we need to rethink the equation. We need to find growth in any corner we can find it.
So it forced them to be more creative?
Exactly right.
That includes the men's department, too. Mickey Onverall is CEO of the popular men's brand, Bonobos.
We saw 3x the amount of traffic. We've seen strong growth, double-digit growth in our business. We've continued to see that. We've continued to see that accelerate.
Since your campaign?
Yeah.
Just this summer?
Yep, because what we have seen is that we put ourselves on the map. We're saying that we believe that it takes all sorts. So whether it's about, you know, your sexual identity, whether it's about the way you dress, whether it's about your body shape, your race, whatever it is, that we should essentially all be accepting and inclusive of many, many definitions of what it means to be a man. We featured a series of guys. This is Layla Melvin, who had this really interesting path from NFL player to astronaut, and now does a lot of work with girls around STEM education, both here and in Africa. This is Chris Mosier, who was the first transgender athlete to make a U.S. national team.
And more retailers have joined the bandwagon. J. Crew relaunched its brand late last year to introduce larger clothing sizes. Third Love embraces an aging woman in every form and stage of her life.
We're not at a point today where we're going backwards. This is a point where we're going forwards and going forwards with gusto.
And some retailers say what started as a business venture is quickly becoming a social responsibility. Intimate apparel, a brand, can change the world?
Last summer, I was on a ferry boat, and this mom came over to me, and she said, my daughter has an insulin patch. Thank you. Now my daughter goes out wearing a bathing suit proudly. And these little moments to me, and touching one person at a time, has become just a mission of mine.
I think we all saw that it was the Dove Real Beauty campaign that sort of launched this back in 2006. The next big thing we're told is this marketing of the same product to different groups, like an anti-aging cream that you would market to like someone who's older as well as someone who's younger. So it's sort of opening up the market so that a lot more people can join in.
It's fascinating to me that it actually took this long to happen because it makes so much sense. But I think everybody wants to be seen, and the first place you want to be seen is in the advertising that's speaking to you.
Yeah, and teaching everybody to love themselves as they are versus trying to be something that's unattainable.